All right, guys, what is going on? My name is Pipe Bomb City, and welcome to my 2016 edition of the Money in the Bank predictions. Guys, going into this pay-per-view, I have really high expectations. Looks like a great card, so I have a lot to talk about here. Before this video begins, be sure to check out my Instagram at instagram.com/pipebombcity. We're almost at 4,500 followers. Thank you guys so very much for that, and be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video here. So, as I said, I have a lot to talk about, all right? Pretty much for this pay-per-view, all right, I feel like WrestleMania, Extreme Rules, and Payback, I feel like all those things, they had a good card, and they ended up putting on some pretty good matches. But the biggest problem, though, was that the booking was just awful, all right? And I've said that in my reviews. I said that in the predictions and shit. So looking at this now, I have very high hopes for this. It looks like a great card. Rollins and Reigns, the Money in the Bank ladder match, Cena Styles, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. It's going to be great. Corbin and Ziggler was moved to the main card. Apollo makes his pay-per-view debut. Titus O'Neil. Okay. But that's pretty much that. I'm really looking forward to this. No specific order here for I'm going to predict, but I'm going to start with the kickoff, which I said. It's not Corbin Ziggler this time, which I thought was pretty surprising. I came on to this video thinking that it was, but it's not. It's Corbin, or not Corbin. It's Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. All right, it's the little feud that's been going on for a while. I'm gonna go with Crews here. Unless they do what they did with Baron, and then they had Ziggler win. In his first pay-per-view. But I don't think that's gonna happen here. All right, Crews has been here, I think, since the Raw after WrestleMania, and he hasn't really done anything important. So here he is now. He's finally making his pay-per-view debut, and say what you want, even though it's on the kickoff, I think it's going to beat Sheamus. I think it's going to be a pretty good match. I feel like Sheamus could go and pretty much have a good match with almost anybody, and Crews really hasn't had the opportunity to have a good match with anybody, because all the matches that he's been in, they've just been rushed and against jobbers, and it doesn't make him look good, So I feel like Sheamus can help him do that, and I'm going with Crews for this. All right, and getting into Corbin Ziggler now. It's finally on the main card. For the last two pay-per-views, it was on the pre-show. It's finally on the main card here, which I have mixed feelings about. Part of me I'm happy about, and then the other part, I really want Crews and Sheamus on it. But I don't really care. We're going with this. I think it's just a regular match, no stipulations. I'm going to go with Corbin here. This is their third match. It's been going on since Corbin literally debuted on Raw, 2 months ago. So it's been going on for just a long-ass time. I'm pretty sick of it, And when he beats Kalisto, I think he did on SmackDown. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did, though. And I was like, finally, he's doing something relevant. But then I realized, they're still having a rivalry going on. He was on commentary and blah, blah, blah. So Corbin they're making him look good, but I'm just not happy with how long this is taking. If they want to take their sweet time, to try and build him up, that's fine, but I'm just not a fan of how they're doing it, because it's just such an old school thing, like, oh, I'm going to fight you because I can, and I don't really understand the point of it. I'm fine with it, though. They've been putting on some all right matches. I'm not complaining about that, but I wasn't really happy with Ziggler winning the first time at I think it was the Payback kickoff. I was not happy about that. And I just feel like that's all Corbin's been doing, He either doesn't show up or he's feuding with Ziggler. He could have gotten some wins here or there, and he has, But I think what I'm trying to say that I think after Money in the Bank, I think this needs to be done with. I don't think they're going to literally have 4 months straight of just this kind of rivalry. I don't think there's that little to do with Corbin, especially with the brand split coming. I can understand how there might be even more little rivalries to make, but that's fine. I think that they could pull it off, Again, with the brand split, I think for Crews and Corbin, I think this is a great time to let them shine. If you put them on the show, maybe without Reigns or Cena, I don't know what they're going to do there. And it's just a show where it's a roster where those two guys can shine. I think that'd be great because I'm a big fan of both of them. My prediction for this match, I'm going to go with Corbin. I'm not going to talk about the women's match, but my prediction is going to be Team Heel. All right, I'm going with Charlotte and Dana. I really don't want to talk about this, though, because I haven't been talking about it in the past few weeks for some of you guys may know, but I'm just not happy with this because at WrestleMania it was such a big deal. Like women's wrestling means something again, and they brought in the new title and they had a great ass match at WrestleMania, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're equal now." And then I was fine with the Natalia rivalry, at Payback and Extreme Rules. I thought that was fine, but now going into Money in the Bank, it just Dana's here, Becky isn't really doing anything. Natalia is just still there, and it's just kind of pointless, And Charlotte is just like the queen of the division right now, like the Mount Rushmore of women if they book her right, And what I'm trying to say, I really want that Sasha Banks rivalry to come because we all know it is. She's been off TV for like 8 weeks now. I think it is for this Sunday. Yeah, I think it'll be 8 weeks. Which I'm fine with. It'll build her up. It's going to be a great ass feud. I think they might start a Battleground and then have the rivalry go on to SummerSlam. And then Sasha can win the title, and then they could have a great rivalry there. I mean, I'm not trying to complain. I think there's tons of potential in that division. Becky could get a single shot now. Natalia, I love Natalia after this rivalry. I'm less by a lot. But I don't know, Dana, I don't want anything to do with that. When Emma comes back, that'd be great. Sasha, as I said, Naomi, that'd be cool. Lana, all this shit, there's tons of people. But I don't know. I'm going with Team Heel. That's my prediction. Here's the 5 matches. All right, well, 4 matches. Let's get Rusev versus Finish It out of the way. Rusev versus Finish It for the United States title. See, part of me wants to predict Finish It, because here he is. He was suspended. In case you didn't know, Finish It is Titus O'Neil. All right, Titus O'Neil. I guess I'll call him that. Pretty much got suspended, as we all know, and he's coming back now. He didn't really do anything. He just had some weird shit going on for like a month, and then he comes back now, and then, oh my God, I can't believe, though. I was on Team Titus for a whole week. Ever since he just punched that fucker in the face, Rusev, the most real-ass punch I've ever seen, and oh my God, in a while, I was on Team Titus for a week. I'm like, yes, Titus O'Neil is going to win this title. And then I realized next week, he was on commentary the next week. I was like, all right, well, now I realize why I hate this guy. I'm not on Team Titus. I never will be. Him and Darren Young can go be great again with Backlund. They could reunite. I don't give a shit. Prediction is Rusev. I would not be happy if Titus won. Titus, great guy. He's won like the Father of the Year award. I know Batista's really high on him. That's fine. Nice guy. Probably one of the nicest in the locker room. All right. But still, I don't like him. In the ring, I feel like he has a unique style, and I can kind of like that. But then I look at him outside the ring, and he's just kind of bland from there. It's just the weird little hand thing. I don't understand it. I don't know what his gimmick is. First of all, I don't like him on the mic. I hate him when he walked around in that brown suit. I fucking hated that. I don't know. I feel like if they spent time, he's been here for like tons of years now. He's been here for a few years. But they really haven't tried to build him up, and I feel like that's why he hasn't moved at all. I think he's one of the only people on the card who literally have had a standstill in their career since day one. They've just been on the bottom, and that's him. He's the definition of that. So, again, prediction is going to be Rusev. I think this is the match type is probably going to be like a Big E versus Rusev thing, because I remember in 2014 they had the rivalry. I feel like this is, with Titus's style, I feel like it's going to be the same way, So I think it'll be all right matches that they're going to have, not bad, but maybe a little below average. We'll just have to wait and see. But my prediction is going to be Rusev. If Titus is champ, I just think that's like the pure. I mean, they wasted the title with Kalisto, and now it's just a waste, And now you put it on Titus. And no offense to Titus, I mean, but at least with Rusev as champ, they're trying to rebuild him as this monster. And here he is. He's doing something relevant again. He has this United States title. He's trying to. I mean, at least At least that's something, But Titus, that's just a disgrace. I mean, nothing against Titus again, but I feel like if they really wanted to make him champ, first of all, don't suspend him for 90 days and then have him come back to sexually harass Natalia in the commercial about don't doing drugs. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Whatever. Fuck it. All right. But and then he just comes back and then he's just feuding with Rusev. Maybe if they spend time to actually develop him. Titus O'Neil versus Dolph Ziggler. Actually, no, I would hate that because then he would be Dolph. Nope, I would not be happy with that. There's literally nothing I could do unless they spent time. Maybe he could do like what Ryback did, just go from some nobody who jobs from NXT. Yeah, perfect. He could do what he did in 2012, and then just slowly, and then he could feud with Punk and Hell in a Cell. All right, I don't know. Prediction is Rusev. I hope I've made my point clear why. Getting into the next 4 matches here, I really want to talk about these guys. All right. The Money in the Bank ladder match, holy shit, I think that's the most – I think all 4 of these matches, the ones I'm talking about, are the most unpredictable. They're probably going to be the best, and it's going to be great. All 4 of these are going to be match of the year candidates. Reigns, Rollins, let's talk about that one now, all right? We'll talk about Reigns, Rollins. Prediction, again, I said all 4 of these matches, Styles, Cena, Tag Team Fatal 4-Way, Money in the Bank ladder match, and then this fucking title match. These are all so unpredictable, and hell, there's like 8 men in one match. There's 6 in the other. And then there's these 2, and it's surprisingly one of the harder ones to predict. I really don't know, as I talk, I'll probably just figure it out for myself. But let's talk about this rivalry, all right? So pretty much, Reigns is a champ. I was really disappointed, though. I feel like I was one of the only ones that wanted Rollins to come back with his own title. I never lost it. And, yeah, it might be a little cliche or a ripoff from Punk and Cena in 2011, But, I mean, Jesus Christ, it was a great feud, so why not do it again, Cena's doing his own thing now. Punk is gone, so try and build that on to these 2 guys. And I feel like it's pretty accurate. Rollins could represent Punk, and then Reigns could represent Cena. Rollins is a guy who's supposed to be booed pretty much, but the fans just love him, and he's here, and he's a fucking great-ass wrestler, and he believes he never lost that title. And Reigns, the babyface who gets booed out of the building, and he's the face that runs the place. And that's, yeah, I think it'd be great, but that's not how it happened, But again, they did have it, I don't understand, though, how you could have Triple H's entrance at WrestleMania. They could have, like, 20 people holding titles, but then Rollins can't hold one. I said that right away as it came out. On Raw the next night, so, or even Extreme Rules. I can't remember. But, so pretty much this feud, though, so far, Rollins comes back. He says, I never lost the title, and I love that aspect. I feel like if Rollins didn't get injured, he would have lost the title. Again, this feud probably would have never happened. Maybe it would have, but it wouldn't have been as meaningful. Rollins comes back. First week, I didn't hate on it. I didn't hate him the first week of the rivalry. Rollins came back, cut an amazing promo. He turned heel, or stayed heel, I guess, and then Reigns comes out, did absolutely nothing. Second week, they played hot potato with nothing. They just stared at each other, and Rollins was about to come on the ramp, and he didn't. So I hated that. I hated what happened next week, the third week of the rivalry. They just showed promos, and I can understand why they did that, but I really just didn't like how this is the main feud. It ended up no time. It took up 12 minutes of a 3-hour show, and that's like the main feud of the upcoming pay-per-view. So, I mean, I didn't understand that. I didn't like it. Of course, the promos I really didn't mind, except Reigns' fucking smug attitude, and I hated that shit. But that was fine. I just didn't like how you get what I'm saying here. The fourth week, this week, what happened this week? Holy shit, what happened this week? Fuck. This was yesterday. Oh, yeah, of course. Holy shit. The Ambrose Asylum. Oh, my God. How am I even forgetting? I talked so much about it on Instagram, and now I can't even remember. I did watch Raw yesterday. I was pretty happy with the Ambrose Asylum. I'm going to say that right now. Holy shit. That was amazing. I loved it so much. And then that was amazing. That just I love that segment so much. Reigns, you know, I'm a huge anti-Reigns fan. I hate this fucking guy, but I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm not gonna be like all his fans and be like, oh, look how much he's improving. You know, because that's dumb. You know, but he did hold his own yesterday. You know, last night, whatever you want to say, on Raw, and I thought he held his own. You know, I thought he actually. I remember he cut some fucking promo on Rollins. It was like the longest one he's ever done since that fairy tale shit to the Big Show. You know, remember that? Oh my god, last year. Oof, that was great. Very memorable. Um, but okay. So pretty much these guys are fucking going all out, and I can't wait for this match. Is what I'm just trying to say. This is what I really want. I made up my prediction. I'm going with Roman Reigns. I'm going with Roman Reigns. That's just what I wanted to say. Why? Because I feel like there's a lot that can be done with next pay-per-view at Battleground, maybe something at SummerSlam. You know, I said this before. I think these two guys are going to have a rematch at Battleground. Maybe Ambrose will win Money in the Bank. Ambrose will cash in at Battleground. Triple threat Shield match at SummerSlam, and I think that's going to happen. So my prediction, though, for this, Reigns is going to be Rollins clean, and that is going to set the IWC and a lot of wrestling fans on fire. Everyone's going to hate it. I can understand why. I hate it too. But my prediction, it's going to be Reigns, all right? And I'm calling it right now. And if Rollins wins, I will be the happiest man in the world. But that's just my prediction is Reigns. You know, I think this is going to be a great match. I've said it before. This is literally the Austin Rock of our generation. So we got to soak it up, you know? Getting into the next match, though, let's talk about, since we're talking about Ambrose, let's talk about the Money in the Bank ladder match. This is going to be amazing. I'm just going to say it right now. This is going to be one of my favorite matches of the year. Probably at the end of the year when I make my top 10 matches of 2016, you know, this is going to be on it. You know, I can almost guarantee if everything goes well, it's going to be at least in the top 5 because this is just how much hope I have for this match, you know. I've said it before. I'm happy if Owens wins the briefcase. I'm happy if Cesaro wins the briefcase. I'm happy if Jericho wins. Happy if Amber wins. I'm happy if Sami Zayn wins. The only one I'm not happy with is Del Rio. And I really don't want Del Rio to win. But some part of me, a very strong part of me, is saying that Alberto Del Rio is going to win this match. I don't know why. Unfortunately, I feel like the WWE has done they've done something like this before. You know, some guy who no one wants to win and shouldn't win wins the briefcase. And that's happened before, and I don't want it to happen again. But a strong part of me is saying that Del Rio is going to win this briefcase. All right? Who I would want to win the most, I would really want Jericho or Owens to win. I'd be all right. It makes sense rivalry-wise if Ambrose won. And, I mean, I'm a fan of Cesaro and Zayn, but if we're looking at the most potential for Money in the Bank winners, I got to go with Jericho or Owens or Ambrose, you know? Cesaro and Zayn, they're fine. It would build those guys up a hell of a lot, you know, because they need it the most probably out of this match. Again, but so does Del Rio, and that's why my mind is saying, shit, Del Rio's going to win. Prediction for this match, I don't really know, you know, and everyone is saying, I really wish so in the perfect world, I would be 100% happy if Jericho won this match, all right? Because Jericho, oh my God, he needs something. He needs a win that means something. Yeah, he beat Styles at WrestleMania, but what does he have to show for it? You know, if he wins this, he'll have the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he'll win the fucking title. That would be amazing. I would love to see that, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but I don't know. You know, I'd love if Jericho won. Owens, oh my God, from the beginning of this fucking year, everyone thought Owens was going to win right away. Owens is going to win the briefcase. I'd be happy if Owens won. You know, I think he has a lot of potential to build him up. Owens, the guy who everyone said is a fat fuck, wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I would love to see that. Ambrose, I would love to see a Shield triple threat match. And the Ambrose Asylum kind of led to that. I think Ambrose said, like, Reigns versus Rollins, who's going to win? Doesn't matter because I'm going to climb and win that briefcase and cash it in on the same night. And I would love to see that. But I don't know. All right. My prediction, though, this is really hard to choose because I think this is so unpredictable. I don't think Zayn or Cesaro is going to win. I'd like for Jericho to win, but I don't think that they'll do it. So it leaves me with Del Rio, Owens, and Ambrose. Okay. Del Rio, because I just feel like, he needs it right now. And if they want to legitimize him, they'd have him win, just like they did with Randy Orton in 2013, and ended up making him better and relevant again. But in a time like this, especially with the brand split and stuff coming, I don't want to see Del Rio as champ, or at least with that briefcase. And that means he would be a two-time winner too, which, oh my God, him, CM Punk, and Edge. CM Punk and Edge can have their legacy. I'm not a fan of Del Rio joining them. So I don't really know though. All right. Why I say Owens though, again, because from day one, he's been the man everyone wants. And Ambrose because it makes sense for the rivalry, so this is very unpredictable here. So if any of those three guys win, calling it right now. All right. But if I had to choose two of them, I would have to go with Ambrose or Owens. And if I had to choose Ambrose or Owens, I would go with Owens. Owens is my prediction. I think that Owens is going to win Money in the Bank, and that's my prediction. All right. I don't know, though. Again, it's really unpredictable, but blah, blah, blah. I'll just talk about it when I talk about Money in the Bank, when it actually happens. I'm looking forward to that match the most, though. Getting into my final two matches I wanted to talk about here, the tag team title match and Cena Styles. Let's talk about the tag team title fatal four-way match. This is also really unpredictable. Just like Money in the Bank, it's a multi-men match, and it's just all these people who could pull it off. I don't think Vaudevillains will win, Part of me says Enzo and Cass, though, and then the other part of me says the club. I really don't think that the New Day will retain. If they did, I'd be fine with it, but I feel like this is the perfect chance for the WWE to just make new champs. First of all, because the New Day already has the record now for longest tag team reigns combined. So that's good, And second of all, if they lost, they could win it again at SummerSlam, and I'd be fine with that. And then they could hold the record for most tag team titles held. Again, this is the PG era tag team titles, the ones that they're holding right now, not the old ones, from the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. Not those, not the unified titles and all that shit. The ones, these brawn ones with the fucking helmet guys. That is the titles, and they could win the record there. So Vince could, if Vince is high on these guys, which I know he is, he could have them win the record at SummerSlam, So I feel like we're gonna have new champs here. I don't think it'll be Vaudevillains, I'd be fine, just like Money in the Bank. I said, I'd be fine pretty much if all these guys won, except for Del Rio, and Del Rio is represented by the Vaudevillains in this, My prediction though, I'm gonna go with Enzo and Cass. That's my prediction from day one. Vince has been very high on them, so that's great, And American Alpha has said a lot of rumors going on that they are going to debut in the brand split, and that's going to be awesome. I'd love for the club to win. That'd be great. I said that they needed the titles. I've said that for weeks. I was like, oh yeah, the club needs the titles to legitimize themselves in this company. I feel like over the few weeks that they have, I hated their promo on Monday. I was not a fan of it. It just felt forced, and that someone backstage probably wrote those shitty jokes. But again, I still love these fucking guys. Again, I love Enzo and Cass more though, so I'm going with Enzo and Cass as a prediction, And finally, Cena versus AJ Styles. Not really much to say. I'm very high on this match. This is literally what every fanboy has been dreaming of, the face of the indies versus the face of the company. They had an amazing contract signing. All the interactions that these guys have had so far, out of the three, they've been great. When Styles turned on Cena last week, when it was like the fucking verbal beatdown, and then this week with the contract signing, it was great, So my prediction is going to go with AJ Styles. All right. Everyone is saying Cena. I think Cena is eventually going to beat Styles, unfortunately, but I think that's fine though. Cena needs to win sometime. That's fine. I don't care. But I feel like right now Styles needs this, and if they're going to have 3 matches, I think that Styles should win 2 of those. I really think that'd be a good call. But that's pretty much all I got to say. My predictions overall: Apollo Crews versus Sheamus in the kickoff, I'm going with Crews. Corbin versus Ziggler, I'm going with Corbin. Dana Brooke and Charlotte versus Natalia and Becky Lynch, I'm going with Charlotte and Dana Brooke. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, I'm going with Roman Reigns. Rusev versus Titus O'Neil, I'm going with Rusev. Money in the Bank ladder match, I'm going with Kevin Owens. Tag team title fatal four-way match, I'm going with Enzo and Cass. And Cena versus Styles, I'm going with Styles. Hopefully you guys enjoy my predictions. I'm looking forward to this pay-per-view. I think it's going to be kick-ass, you know. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very high on it, and I think it's going to be great, you know. Thank you so very much for watching. Be sure to check out my Instagram at instagram.com/pipebombcity. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. And thank you guys so very much for watching. This has been Pipe Bomb City, and I will see you all next time.